Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, August 23rd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement on video. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol FFIE. Big mover today, and now a good solid pattern here has formed. So let's get this drawn into play. So the first part of the pattern is where the sellers seem to be hanging out, and that's right up here around $8.70. And I say around because sure, right here the price didn't quite hit that level. Right there the price went slightly above it. So the middle ground seems to be right here around $8.70. But point being, from just a resistance standpoint and the area of the chart where the momentum just disappeared every time it got up around that area, I would definitely consider that right there at about $8.70. And then as far as the other part of this pattern, we have a nice uptrend line right there. So let me change that to green to represent support. And then to make the pattern easier to see, let me just keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right here. For you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual for you. Put the golf hole down here, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go up, but I don't think it would shock anybody if the price were to curl back upwards, get to that level, and then break up through it, and then that break in and of itself creating additional buying pressure. So if you like this price range, you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol PTON. Very, very impressive move today. Big gap up and spent the majority of its day green. Although as I speak right now, you can see a pullback here late day. But overall, everything is still perfectly fine. The only situation where I could see somebody saying this does not look good is if you're some sort of day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 5 minutes. Well, then yes, I can understand not looking good from that angle. But now with the pullback, really just becomes a question of where are some of these potential support areas. So let's figure out some levels of support. And the first key level where I could see the price pulling back to right there at $4.23. So that would be the ideal level. I mean, if you say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? Certainly if the price can stay above there. But with that being said, from the big picture standpoint, it's not like if the price falls below that level, that implies the entire chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. Because from the big picture, just keep an eye on that purple line right there, 50-period simple moving average. Keyword certainly being moving. I understand the price is way up here. That line's way down there. So totally irrelevant right now. But as time goes by, that line will move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So from assuming you care about the overarching trend and health of things, as long as the price is above that purple line, the bulls are fully in charge. And then as far as resistance, no need to overcomplicate it. Just ask this, the simple question, where did the party finally stop today? And it stopped basically up there at $4.75. So that'll be the key area of resistance moving forward. But all in all, very nice day. Next one, AIRI, and another nice pattern here. So let's get this drawn into play. So we'll start with our support area of the pattern right there. And then we'll come in with our resistance portion of it right there. And just because I can't help myself, now we'll keep it or turn it into one color. So resistance, support, big move up, golf hole down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So again, if you like this price range down below $10, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, GDC. Did this in yesterday's video, and the beast mode has continued, so certainly some updates need to be done. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of those lines as they serve their purpose for now, and we'll just start afresh. So the one dynamic here that is somewhat unique, not massively unique, but there we go. From a resistance standpoint, is we have a pretty well-defined resistance trend line right there. Just going back to the history of things, you can see that that line has done a fantastic job of forecasting, not perfectly, but pretty close to where the momentum decides to disappear. Now, the interesting thing here is that, in theory, the price could never, ever break above that red line, but the price would still be going up because that line has an upwards angle to it. So that's what I always think is kind of unique about these things is you can never break it, but still be in an uptrend. So from a resistance standpoint, it really seems as though the best way to approach it is just getting that trend line into play right there. But on the same token of things, so let's get our support We have that level right there. And this would be a rising wedge pattern, which is actually a bearish pattern. Not just because something's bullish, like I said, doesn't mean it's going to go up. Same is true for bearish. Just because it's a bearish pattern doesn't mean the price is going to go down. And also when I say go down, I don't mean a full-blown reversal or crash. But I could see this needing to pull back here a little bit and maybe reset itself because, I mean, let's face it, from where it was to where it is now, that's been a crazy move. So we do have a rising wedge, which does suggest that maybe a breath of pullback here is needed. But all things considered, the chart remains very strong. Next one, NVDA. And well, we got our answer today in kind of a dramatic fashion because past couple of days, if you've been watching, you know that we've been talking about this sideways channel pattern. The price just been chopping back and forth. And crazy day in the sense of it started off and actually broke up through the top of the channel pattern. But that didn't last very long and it fell back inside of the channel pattern. But the problem is, came all the way down to the bottom part of the channel pattern and then really no bounce at all. It has just continued to bleed. So we have a full-blown bearish day here on this one. Going to go ahead and get rid of that. And the first update comes just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if the price does try to bounce back upwards and curl in the upward direction, now public enemy number one in terms of resistance becomes right there at 126.25. As far as where our next potential areas of support at, for that we got to look back here a bit further into the chart's history with the next key level being down there right around the 121 mark. So 121, next key level of support, which at this point seems relatively realistic. It could get tested on Friday. Of course, there's no guarantees, but it's really not that far off given, you know, how much downwards momentum NVIDIA seemed to pick up today. But yeah, overall today, definitely bearish. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used to manage risk and build consistency, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use. Or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. Now, one special note, it is a live event. So a couple things, maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening, or maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you just totally missed it. That is okay. It will be recorded. So send me an email, clay@claytorah.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link so that you can watch it whenever fits into your schedule. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one here, STAF, and we have ourselves another nice little pattern here. So I'm going to go through this a little quicker. I want to respect your time, and you've already heard me say this stuff. So we have our bottom part of the pattern, the support trend line right there. Then we have a pretty well-defined area of resistance right here that showed up throughout basically late morning through the rest of the day. And then, just so I can make sure everybody sees it, resistance, support, big upwards move here. You guessed it, golf hole down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is that this one's actually down below the $5 mark. So if that's kind of where you like to be price rise and you do like bull pennants, well, now STAF gives you that choice. Next one, HOLO, and what an afternoon on this one. I mean, I state the obvious, but one green candle after another green candle after another green candle. So just absolutely grinding higher and higher. So I'm sure nobody from the bull side of things is complaining about that. So let's map out some key levels here. So from support standpoint, just looking back at the previous breakout point right there at 63 cents. So again, just based on the rule that when levels of resistance are broken, they tend to act as support. That actually already played out there. So you can see it was a resistance, broke above it, and now it acted as support right there. So moving forward, if there is any sort of pullback, then 63 cents is going to be that ideal level. Again, ideal meaning that would be the level that makes the chart look the strongest moving forward. But if the price falls below it, not the end of the world, because from the overarching standpoint, you got that purple line there, 50-period moving average, which is going to move itself higher and higher and basically serve as a trend line that draws itself for you. So as long as the price is above the quote-unquote trend line, then the overall trend is still plenty in the bull's favor. And then as far as areas of resistance are concerned, I mean, it's basically a blue sky breakout. I mean, I could call this area of resistance right here at 70 cents, and I will call it a resistance, but that's very loosely using the term, and I'm just picking that because that's, as of now, where the price and party has stopped going up. But it's not like there's a massive amount of history or anything like that. So yes, technically it is a resistance, but as of right now, there's no evidence that suggests it's a heavy level of resistance or anything like that. But at the end of the day, what matters most is that this thing continues putting those higher highs and higher lows. So we'll see if the trend building continues on Friday. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. And yes, not a good day at all on this one. But it is now approaching a very interesting technical level. And that technical level comes right here via that support level, the pink line there, which on my chart to know it's a very well known, the very famous 200 period moving average. Current value of that is $208. Now it's still got a little bit of ways to go, but with the amount of momentum, like in NVDA today, with the amount of momentum that showed up, it seems very reasonable that the price could at least test that 200 period moving average, which brings the question is, what's ultimately going to happen? I can see some people saying, well, I think the price is going to go down there and bounce. That's totally a valid thought. I can see other people saying, I think this momentum continues, and I'm going to use that as a confirmation point, where if the price breaks through there, then I'm getting more bearish. And that's a very genuine, that's a very logical thought too, but that's why risk management matters, because somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong. But the point here is that the key theme is that 200 period moving average from the support side of things. Now, if the price all of a sudden decides to curl back upwards and try to make a run back in the bullish direction, initial key level resistance going to be right there at $214. But yes, no doubt about it, the momentum is definitely in the bearish favor, including this last 30 minutes with the big red candle. So we'll see how it goes on Friday. Next one, LCID, and this one has had a very, very impressive, not necessarily day, but past couple of days, a little bit of a pullback here. So the only people that I mentioned earlier that I could see having problems if you're a day trader and you bought right there and you wanted to buy and sell within 2 minutes. Well, then yes, from that angle, things are looking rough. But overall, very nice uptrend here. And as of now, I would just consider that a healthy pullback as long as it stays above key levels of support. So that ideal level, which you now know is a level, hey Clay, what make this look the healthiest and strongest moving forward? Definitely if the price can stay above the 375 mark. But broken record time, overarching wise, just watch that purple line as it moves itself higher and higher. Then assuming you care about the big picture point of view, then the big picture is still plenty bullish, plenty healthy, as long as the price stays above that purple line right there. In fact, looking back at things, you can see, let me move that over, that the purple line has already given us on this one some good illustrations of what I mean. You can see right there, respected it nicely. Right there, didn't hit it, but got very close, respected it nicely. So that's just what I mean in terms of just staying above that purple line. In terms of areas of resistance, you can see here that several times the price has been up around that 395 mark, a couple of times not quite, other times a little bit above it, but each and every time the momentum is just disappeared. So no doubt about it, 395 is currently where the sellers are currently hanging out at. Next one, TQQQ, and yes, a very rough day here. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that level as it served its purpose on that first update, which you've now heard me say when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if TQQQ does try to level out and then head back upwards, that'll be public enemy number one now right there at $7.20. And not that far above that level, you also have the purple line there, 50 period moving average. So in some senses, this area here is kind of like a little double whammy of resistance. Not that it can't be broken, but it's going to need to be a very genuine, very strong bounce if the price is going to be able to push up through that area. And then as far as levels of support are concerned, next key level to watch going to be right here at $67.15. And then after that, just in case more momentum shows up to the downside, next key level after that would be down there around that $66 mark. But yeah, gap up today, but it was a nasty gap and trap gap, and then just basically bled the entire day long. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely go get signed up for the free live webinar this evening. It'll be Thursday, August 22nd, like I said, this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for whatever reason, like I mentioned earlier, if you can't make it live, go ahead, send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. And it is a genuine live event, and I say that because there will be a Q&A session. So if you have questions, please bring them. I'd be happy to answer them live. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am no longer using the 30-minute. I am now on the 4-hour time frame. So each one of these candlesticks here represents 4 hours. I like to do the 4-hour because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and in order for this video to remain relevant for as long as possible, if just by using the 4-hour, that keeps things a little bit easier to do. And especially because I'm just assuming that you're going to watch this video 15-20 hours after I upload it. So I can just walk you through some questions, and that'll help you kind of keep a current event on where the chart is at from a technical standpoint. So as I've talked about, the upper part of this movement right now still is all about that pink line up there that's looming overhead, that 200 period moving average. So question number one is just simply, where's the price at relative to 62,000? If in any way, shape, or form you're saying the price is above that level, even if it's just slightly above it, that is a good thing. That is telling you that the bulls have shown up and made a strong enough move to get above and stay above that level. Now, common sense goes a long way. How good of a move? Well, if the price is right there, again, that's good. If the price is way up here, well, that's just telling you that the bullish move has been that much stronger. But like I said, I think question number one just revolves around where's the price at relative to the 200 period moving average. If you're saying, well, Clay, I'm watching it 15, 20 hours from now and the price is still down below there. Okay, question number 2 becomes, where's the price at relative to 57,700? If you're saying, well, the price is still above there, then overall, nothing has really changed. It just is essentially telling you that the price is still just chopping around back and forth here. Now, if you're saying the price is actually down below there, next immediate question, okay, well, where's the price at relative to 56,100? If somehow you're answering the question that the price is down below there, that's not good. That's telling you that the bears have shown up in a very, very big way. So keep your eye on these levels, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll keep Bitcoin and the technicals updated for as long as possible. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to go get signed up for this free live class, because what you're learning about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So like I said, it'll be this evening, Thursday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But like I said earlier, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link so you can watch it at your convenience. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you enjoy, please hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Tell me hi, tell me what you traded today, give me a watch list, or if you have a request for one of your positions for me to do an analysis on, like I said, comment below, and I'll do my best to get that in a future top 10 video. So thanks for watching, and go get signed up for that free training.